Imagine a world much like one very great theater, upon which is staged an epic drama, the stories of mighty civilizations. And amid all this, one story spans time, tracing its origins through the very beginnings of one people. Proud and strong, its heritage bound with the very texture of history. As the sun dips low over the sweeping plains of Africa, stories of old, splendorous kings and queens, covered in the richness of dark, vibrant skin, come to life. Embedded within those sacred and mysterious pages, a part of the Bible, a hidden chronicle of such noble working stock presents more in a background story than in any other book. Embedded within the memory of Africa, yet so many times overlooked by the rest of the world. Before we go into this very exciting journey, don't forget to subscribe and hit that bell icon for notifications. We have stories lying in wait, and you wouldn't want to miss even a single one of them. Let's start on this journey whose destination is unraveling the ancestry of Black and African people with a new interpretation of the Bible. The text insists that Noah's 3 sons are the father of all humanity: Shem, Ham, and Japheth. Among them, Ham has the greatest importance because his descendants were considered the forefathers of all black-skinned, be they in Africa or anywhere in the world. His brothers, Shem and Japheth, are seen as the ancestors of other groups, the Semitic people, like Arabs, Jews, and Syrians, and the Japhethites, or Europeans plus Asians. The name of Ham is repeatedly linked with Africa. In the Psalms, he is linked with the Egyptians of old. Very many traditions, both Jewish and extra-Jewish, too, point to Ham as the ancestor of African peoples. The very sound of his name to ancient ears in Hebrew, Aramaic, and other languages was burned or dark. The book of Genesis elaborates on the descendants of Ham in chapter 10, verses 6 to 14. These people are most often referred to as the Hamitic peoples. These were the children of Ham: Cush, Mitzrayim, Put, and Canaan. Ham himself fathered nations and peoples that loom large in the annals of African history. Now that accolade is given the firstborn of Ham, Cush, for opening the line for the entry of the Ethiopians and of those inhabiting the Nubian civilization, an area once called the Kingdom of Cush. These are heritage nations with stories as rich as the one highlighted here. It is said that even the Sumerians, who are said to have left the remains of Nimrod, the rebellious son of Cush, also trace their ancestry back to that very line. Today, remnants of the Kushite heritage are found not only in Ethiopia and Sudan but across Africa and even in South India. Another son of Ham, Mizraim, is held to be the father not alone of the Egyptians, but also of the people in most of North Africa. The Bible uses the term Misar, which is still preponderating among most people in the region for referring to Egypt. On the other hand, Put, being associated with the Libyans, is held as a patriarch or a father figure for a number of African clans. Let's see. To give an example, the famous curse of Ham, a story likely borrowed amiss and even abused. In theory, it was not Ham who was cursed but his son Canaan. The specifics of that curse are open to lots of interpretations, but one thing is pretty clear: it was punishment for something, and a pretty severe something, the crime of high disrespect for Noah, very nearly a hanging offense in those days. The Book of Jubilees carries a lot of details regarding Ham's latter days and family strife germane to these lands of Shem. These tales all remind us of deep histories between these ancient peoples and the lands of origin. As we think these stories, we must do it historically and culturally. Substantial as it is, the Bible remains but part of the script. As today's scholars attempt to discover the origin of Black and African peoples, they must also rely on excavations, linguistics, genetics, and oral traditions. This understanding, such as the etiology of African peoples as being under a curse, stands greatly in need of being corrected. The stories of the Bible, when read carefully, portray the inside pattern or insight of events and in very rich and nuanced colors. And thank you for being here with us on this journey through history. If you like this exploration, please subscribe and hit the notification icon for more deep dives into the mysteries of the Bible. Stay tuned as we go out to unravel these timeless stories nested within the epochs of our world.